Hi everyone, welcome back to Daily Recaps. Today, I am going to explain a movie called Thermi Roma. Hope you like it. Enjoy the video and take care. The film starts in ancient Rome, where an architect named Lucius is come up with new innovations and is struggling with money. Every suggestion he makes is rejected by the clients because they view his innovations as dated. A friend of Lucius takes him to a public bathhouse one afternoon to unwind. Given the volume of loud, naked people there, Lucius believes it to be the worst place to unwind. He enters the water and remains there for some time after becoming overwhelmed by the surroundings. He notices a small whirlpool forming on the other side of the tub. He goes to check it but is pulled by a strong current. In only a few seconds, Lucius ends up in a tunnel-like place, struggling to breathe. He tries his best to get to the surface and is finally successful. But to his surprise, he is not in the Roman bathhouse anymore. In fact, he is in a modern Japanese bathhouse filled with old men who are in shock to see him stand naked in front of them. The architect has somehow traveled through time to modern-day Japan. Lucius, who has never seen someone with Mongolian features, assumes that the men are from a flat-faced tribe. After recovering from the shock, Lucius notices that the place is more advanced than any bathhouse he has ever seen. He regrets not coming up with these innovations sooner as the baskets, taps, and massaging device blow his mind. Additionally, he enters the women's restroom by mistake and is knocked out by a yelling elderly woman. Then Mammy, a struggling manga artist, is presented to us. His appearance gives her an idea for a new character, hence, she starts drawing his portrait. A while later, Lucius wakes up and is giving a bottle of flavored milk. He is yet again baffled by the sweet and cold taste of it. In fact, it is so good that it makes him fall unconscious for the second time. When he regains consciousness, he is back in Rome surrounded by men. They say that he drowned in the tub and was found a few minutes ago. Initially, Lucius thinks his encounter with the flat-faced tribe was only a dream, but then, he notices the empty milk bottle on his side. The scene cuts to 2 months later. The owner of the bathhouse was informed of Lucius' plan for renovation, which he advanced. He is praised for his creativity and benefits financially from it. They now accentuate their bathhouse experience with baskets, massage booths, and even sweet milk. An elderly man laments the lack of a bathroom at home as he soaks in the tub. In the 21st century, Lucius is once more pulled by a current and brought to a bathtub as he considers how to make it possible. When a man enters, he asks Lucius to assist him with his bath. Lucius is confused, but he does as told and finds out about many more useful tools like a shower head and a shower hat. Coincidentally, the house belongs to Mammy, who finds Lucius on the floor. She runs to get her sketchbook, but when she returns, he has already disappeared. Back in Rome, Lucius makes a house bathtub for the old man and earns a lot of money. He finally has enough to feed his wife good meals, but she is not satisfied. She desperately wants to have a baby and complains that Lucius is always busy working. They get into an argument that ends when she curses him and storms away. A few days later, Lucius is approached by a messenger of the Emperor Hadrianus. The man is known for being cruel, as rumors say that he killed the cabinet members who opposed him. Since the talk about Lucius's inventions has been going around town, even the emperor is taking interest in him. Upon meeting Lucius, he reveals that he is an admirer of art, and what Lucius has done with the public bathhouse is clearly a form of it. Impressed by his work, the emperor wants him to make a personal bath for himself. He stipulates that it must be unusual, creative, and something that has never been done before. Accepting the challenge, Lucius resolves to win over the emperor. The entire night, he goes around the town looking for inspiration for a grand bathhouse but finds nothing. He is embarrassed that all his ideas are a copy that he shouldn't get credit for. Suddenly, he falls into a ditch and disappears. A scene from the current time shows us Mammy working at a bathroom supply store. Her career as a manga artist is not going well, so she has taken a side job. But even then, she is struggling to stay awake at work. One afternoon, she accidentally leaves the water open and fills a tub to its brim. Suddenly, Lucius appears in the tub and starts breathing frantically. He stops when he realizes the tub is bubbling on its own. Mammy and Lucius have time to mingle while the shop manager goes to complain about the strange man. After giving her a coin, Lucius asks her to show him around the building. Mammy shows him around even though she doesn't speak the language. Lucius is fascinated by the urinals and believes that the success of the flat-faced tribe can be explained by the printed toilet paper. Abide, however, captures his attention the most. When he is on it, he feels like he is in heaven. Copying the idea from everything he saw, he returns to Rome and makes the emperor the best bathhouse of all time. It has a toilet with constant water flow to clean the behind, a tub with bubbles made from slaves blowing up a pipe, a glowing aquarium, and scented candles. He exceeds the emperor's expectations and is awarded a special necklace that has a unique sculpture of dog legs and human genitals. Lucius runs home to show the achievement to his wife but finds her making love to his best friend. In the future, Mamie returns to her small hometown after repeatedly failing to generate ideas for a good manga and being kicked out of the side jobs. She starts working in a local bathhouse and studying ancient Roman history. The coin she received from Lucius and his disappearance has intrigued her, and she wants to know if he is actually a person from the past. Back in Rome, Lucius has lost the will to live after his wife ran away with his best friend. One day, he is approached by a messenger who is worried about the emperor. It turns out that the emperor recently lost his son and believes a crocodile to be his reincarnation. He requests that Lucius create an area where the crocodile can be kept and all of his needs are satisfied. With this one, Lucius needs to exercise extra caution because if the animal perishes, the entire blame will be placed on him and he will be labeled a national criminal. Following that, Lucius goes to the emperor's bathhouse to check the water flow at his request. But when he enters the tub, he is pulled into the future for the third time. He comes outside and finds himself in a cage stuck with crocodiles. It turns out he is in a crocodile sanctuary. At the same time, Mamie is also at the sanctuary with a date who she doesn't like. She tries her best to get rid of the guy and is happy upon seeing Lucius inside the cage. She brings him out and shows him around the sanctuary, forgetting about her date. Lucius gains knowledge about caring for crocodiles and their preferred environment. To verify that he is a true Roman man, Mamie also arranges for him to take archery lessons. He hits every target, which supports her suspicion. Later, he finds himself in a hot spring that transports him back in time. The emperor receives the ideal location to breed his crocodile son a few months later. Lucius is now routinely invited to the palace, and he has even started to treat him like family. Everything is going well in the city until one day, the emperor is informed of the rebellions making an attack on his troops. They are not happy with his rule and want to dethrone him at any cost. The emperor's soldiers and the rebellions fight a long and hard battle that goes on for more than a year. By now, the emperor has grown old and is ready to retire. He plans to leave the throne to his nephew Cineas. For Cineas's first project as the emperor, he is going to build a new bathhouse to gain the people's support. Hence, the emperor wants Lucius to help his nephew in the project. This is a problem for Lucius because his principles do not align with Cineas, who is arrogant and proud. Lucius knows that if he becomes the emperor, the fall of the Roman Empire is inevitable. Hence, after giving it much thought, he goes to Cineas and refuses to work for him. Cineas reminds him that going against the emperor is treason punishable by death, but Lucius remains adamant. He goes to a fellow architect and begs him to take the project. The man, however, is enraged at Lucius for being the cause of his financial crisis. As a result of their altercation, Lucius is forced into a well. He is once more with the flat-faced tribe in the following scene. He is hurt, but they are taking care of him as their own. They bring him to a hot spring where he can rest and recover. It is said that if bathed in the water of a spring, a person can heal quickly. They also give him fermented alcohol which burns his throat. Then, Lucius meets Mamie, who has learned to speak basic Latin. She asks him his name, but Lucius is so drunk that he falls on top of her and the two drown in the lake. To Mommy's shock, when they awaken, they are in Rome. She learns that Lucius is about to be put to death because he disobeyed the emperor's order. She tries to persuade him to accept the project out of worry, but it doesn't work. To save his life, Lucius departs from home with his belongings. When the group of elderly men fall into the lake in Japan, they are searching for Mamie. They also become trapped in a whirlpool and are transported to the past, similar to Lucius. On his way to a different city, when he comes across a natural hot spring on a hill, he remembers the way he was treated by the flat-faced tribes and realizes that the spring can be useful to the emperor's wounded soldiers. He rushes to Mamie to tell her of his idea, which she agrees with. Following that, Lucius goes to the emperor and presents him with the vision. He also claims that he was instructed by Antonius to make the spring. Antonius is another possible heir to the throne who is much more eligible than Cineas. Hence, Lucius wants him to make him look better in the emperor's eyes. After being permitted to make the spring, Lucius, Mammy, and the flat-faced tribe get to work. In the next few hours, they make the first hut. Gradually, many houses are built around the spring, and they turn into a resting point for the soldiers. The tribe takes care of the wounded and helps them recover quickly. They also apply their understanding of contemporary medicine to this. A few months later, the soldiers triumph in their conflict with the insurgents. They dance and drink to celebrate. Mammy and Lucius spend a considerable amount of time talking in private. Over the course of their collaboration at work, they have grown close. Lucius is the happiest he has ever been in life, but that is until the flat-faced tribe suddenly disappears. Mammy also starts vanishing in front of his eyes, but before she does, he tells her that there are several ways leading to Rome. In the following scene, the emperor makes Antonius his advisor. Lucius is also awarded in front of the civilians for the bravery he showed in the battle. People acknowledge that without him, they would have never won. Mammy has started a new life. And one day she is walking down the city when she sees Lucius come out of a lake. Film ends as they meet each other again. That's all from the film. Thanks for watching. If you want more interesting videos like this, then hit like and subscribe to support the daily recaps. See you again. Take care.